Okay. I'm live. It's been so long. Let me see. Yeah, I'm live. This is crazy. Um, I'm not prepared to do this. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Oh, this is so weird streaming again. Let me just double check once more. Yep, cool. Okay. So it's been a while. It's been a good while since I've done a stream. I've not really prepared in any way, shape, or form for this stream. I guess I'll start the stream just by talking about what I've been doing, and then talk about what we're doing for the stream, which is the title of the stream. But you know, also we've got an ad break coming. So, oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Shit. Oh my god, I'm not prepared for this. How do I? Oh, I've just moved. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna move everything from here onto there. Okay. Yo, what's up, Eli? Okay, I think there's ads going right now. I'm not too sure. Welcome back to Twitch. Yo, welcome back. Thank you. It's crazy. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's been way too long. Yeah, it's been way too long. I've literally prepared nothing for the stream besides I see rent is due. Bro, straight up, yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, I just need money. Okay, ads are now going, so I guess go grab your waters. Go grab some snacks. I guess I don't know. I wish I had some snacks on me. But yeah, and then after the ad break, I'll start by talking about what I've been doing. And all that. Okay, good luck. I'm gonna go. I'll see you soon, Puffy. Yeah, see you soon, man. Okay. Let me just put up a. Let's go like Skydraw. Actually, no. Let's go GIMP. I need to be using GIMP more. Let's just do a new thing. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, did my icons change? I feel like they did. I don't recognize fucking any of these. What is this? Cool. Okay. Oh, I don't even remember. What's my key? What's the key buttons? Oh, whatever. Ignore my cursed handwriting. I'm not gonna actually go on. I'm just gonna sit here until the ad break's over. Yeah. Let me just take a sip of water. Stay hydrated. Okay. So, I'm trying to think, how do I show off what I've been up to? Because some of the stuff that I've been up to was like let's say it was on my other computer, it was on my laptop, or I guess I can just show my GitHub. I also talk about how uni went. Yeah, it's okay. I'll just tell you about things. I'll show when I can. If I can't, then yeah, that's nothing really much I can do unless I want to turn on my camera and bring my laptop screen right to the camera and show off what I've done. But most of the stuff I've done has been on this computer I'm streaming from, so it's fine. It is fine. Okay. Okay, ad break's over. Cool. So, let's first talk about what I've been up to. Okay, let's go over here. Let's go, what is it called? Firefox. Actually, just go. So, first off, here, let's actually go Excalibur. I just had a better time in Excalibur. What was happening there? Let's do this. So, last 4 months, right? We'll have, this is the timeline. Let's put like lines dividing each one. Okay. And let's say, is that 5? Yeah, that's 5. Fuck. Let's delete that. Here we go. So that's 4 months. Let's go with right. So with month 1 that I've been gone. Oh, you know what? Whatever. I'm not gonna do this timeline thing. I don't even know the timeline. Like, anyway, at some point I had my exams. Right. I was in first year of uni, and I had my exams, and I did pretty well. I would show my grades, but then I have to log in and all that kind of stuff, so I'm not gonna do that. But I had like 4 courses. Let's just say this is course 1, course 2, course 3, and course 4. I did, I think I got HD, that's medium, what size is that? Oh, that's large, whatever. I got HD, HD, D, and HD, something like that, or actually it might have been D. And over in Oz, our GPA, like, let's say GPA max does not equal 4.0 or whatever. There we go. So in Oz, that's the max. And it's 7.0. My GPA, I got a 6.6. So I did pretty well. And I'm happy with my results. I locked in for my exams. Actually, I was doing really well over the whole course. So I kind of just locked in for this academic year. Like, you would never see these good grades, these good of grades, these nice of grades, when I was in high school. My high school grades were, fuck, what were my high school? They were I don't know how to explain it, because I did high school in Hong Kong, and in Hong Kong, oh, whoops, wrong thing. And in Hong Kong, can I, like, lock in? What is happening? In Hong Kong, it's a different system and all that, but I didn't do super hot in my in my high school last year. I only did, like, pretty well in English and ICT. But yeah, this year was really good. I'm very happy with this. I did I didn't fail anything. I did super well. Even the stuff that wasn't really related to IT. Like I had two courses that were more related to like the business side of IT, and not really like computer science. It's like I had to do these courses. Anyway, yeah, I still did pretty well in them. I even did one of the courses was cybersecurity, and that was super interesting. That was really fun. I think I got a D on that though instead of an HD, but hey, I can't complain. I did better than I thought I would do. And then I've also been making my own language. As the title of this thing is, I've been making a programming language. Right. But I've also been learning some other things, just in my own free time. I'll put these smaller because they're not as big as this thing. I messed around with OpenGL. I tried to make a game, or another game. What? I tried to make another game, and I can show that off later. Oh, this one is I put even smaller because I just made. Oh, whoops. Because I just made it, and it's not a big project. I just made it. I made a shell calculator program thingy because on NixOS I like here. Let's go over to here. If I want to do math, I'd either have to download like a calculator app, which I don't have. Like here, if I search calculator, I mean, I guess I have that, but that's more like Excel. So I would have to do stuff like this, like, you know, if I want to do 2 plus 10 or something, I do it like that. But if I want to do times, I have to do a slash because the star means all files and stuff like that. And it got really annoying, so I just made my own thing. And I think that's kind of it. That's mainly what I've done. Not a whole lot of stuff. So let's check it out first. Let's go to my GitHub. Let me pull up these repos. Here's shell. I don't have to learn OpenGL stuff, but that's fine. I'll quickly talk about this one because it's not as interesting. Basically, there's no examples or anything, but yeah, I got sick of pulling up calculator apps and using Explorer on Linux. So here's a simple executable. I made it in Go just because I wanted a project to use Go. Actually, that's a lie. I wanted to use a language that I hadn't used before and that I wanted to learn. So I tried Gleam. If you don't know Gleam, here's a Gleam programming language. It's a little bright. How does it look with dark mode on? Oh, does it have like a built-in dark mode? Because that had an animation. It might have a built-in dark. Okay, let's just put it to dark mode. I think it has a built-in one. Oh, maybe not. That was so bright. Anyway, yeah. So Gleam is a functional programming language, built on top of the Beam VM. And I was like, I've been looking at this language for a while, and I watched even the what's his name, Louis? I think it's Louis. Like I watched some of his streams of making this language, and like making the standard library and some other library stuff. And I was like, yeah, I kind of want to try it out. I tried to do it on my MacBook. That's why I don't have any source code. And I just couldn't get it. Like I couldn't wrap my head around how to do something like this. Like here I've got a Lexer, right, to parse all the stuff. It's not even a big file. It's actually fucking tiny. But I couldn't wrap my head around how to do this. Because it also uses state, right? Like here, if we check out, where's the struct? What? Where's the lecture struct? Am I blind? Oh, here it is. Yeah, like it has these two things. I'm sure there's a way to do this, but my brain isn't functional. It's not in the functional paradigm. I don't mean my brain isn't functional like that. It's not used to like the functional paradigm of programming languages. So I wasn't sure how to do it. So I was like, okay, let me try it in Zig. And Zig was crazy. If you also don't know Zig, here's Zig. It's a low-level, well, it's a high-level language, but it's like a replacement to C. And I stopped before even getting to the lexing part because I had trouble trying to figure out how to read from standard in. Also insane. I know there's a way, and I found out afterwards, after making this, but it's also so many lines of code just to read from standard in, and I guess that makes sense, right? Like, it's meant to be, you know, run on like a plethora of different like operating systems and stuff like that, so I kind of get it. But also coming from C, like I write a lot of C, or even some other languages, it's not as crazy as it is in Zig to just grab input from standard in. You need to like use the file, like the fs module to get a file, and then do like standard in.writer to get the writer, then you use the writer interface and all this shenanigans. I was like, whatever. I couldn't figure that out my first time, so I was like, nah. So I was like, you know what, let's just do something simple. This program is a simple program. We'll do it in Go. So I just wrote it up in Go, and that was so easy. Although I'm not the biggest fan of Go, like it's okay, it's a good language. I just haven't used it a lot. And like, I'm sure if you're a Go developer and you look at my code, you're probably like, yeah, this guy is not a Go developer. Like he's definitely not as comfortable in Go, or doesn't know like the practices, you know, the common practices. But it doesn't matter, it works, and I'm happy with that. Okay, now we'll get to the actual thing, the secret programming language that I've been writing. So it's called Current right now. I'm changing the name. I'm not sure what I'm going to change it to, but I'm thinking maybe of doing Pine. I kind of like the idea of Pine, and I feel like that's a good name for it, but it might not suit how it looks. I'll show you how it looks in a sec. And if you guys have any ideas for what to name this language, then feel free to let me know in the chat, or when this is a YouTube video later, let me know in the comments. But here, let me quickly just go to my profile. And yeah, so here it is. Almost all of these commits are my programming language. I think I started, is it back here? No. So it would have been this one. Yep. I created it back in March. And now it's November 12th. So it's been how many months? About 9 months. That's crazy. So it's been about 9 months. It is not at 1.0. It's somewhere near 1.0, and it won't be for probably the next year probably. I haven't even started writing the standard library, but enough talk. I'll show. Yeah, here's some code example, and here's some explanation for the language. But I'll actually talk about it right now. So here is Current. Let's make the main function. Right now we can't even print to standard output, but we can use C to do that. So I'll make an extern, and we'll call this. So you can call puts hello world. If we go current build, actually let's do run, show off the compiler. There we go. We got hello world. Let's see, what else is there? Let's show off a little bit of the language before I get into actual compiler development, because that's what the stream is going to be today. I'm going to be fixing something in the compiler that I tried to fix yesterday, and I didn't finish it. It sort of works. So right now we have a few things that are supported. Let's go to the to-dos. Here are all the things that I have implemented. So in the completed section. So we've got functions, we've got returns, variables, integers, arrays, if statements, comments, pointer dereferencing with auto dereference and all that kind of stuff. Type inference, math expression. These are all super normal stuff. Let's skip all this. Let's get to the more interesting stuff. We've got a string type. So this is not a string. This is a C string. The notable difference between those, like you probably know if you know C. A C string is kind of like it's just a pointer to chars. So it's literally just that, with no length or anything. Oh, plus at the end there is a null terminator. A string in my language contains a C string. So a string in current or in Pine, we'll figure it out, is a struct that, actually, I can just uncomment this out. No point in commenting it. Is a struct that has a pointer that is, it's not char is something else in this language. It'd be a Unicode, like a Unicode code point. So it'd be basically this, plus also that null terminator, as well as a length that is usize. Why is there a null terminator with this? It's for interrupt with C. I want this language to be super interruptible with C. And I'm going to be removing this C string literal to just be auto type inference from this, so that the compiler will know, hey, this is meant to be treated as a C string. But yeah, Zig also does this. This is something that Zig does, I'm pretty sure. They will have a null terminator, or they can have a null terminator. I know there's a lot of library stuff that they have regarding null terminators. They call it, like, they have a special word for it, but I don't remember. So we can quickly see a kind of example with interrupt. So let's just say hello, right? Maybe I should explain some of the syntax. It's like Odin. So this is the main. We're assigning it to a function, a constant assignment to a function that returns void. Here we've got the variable name, and here's the type. So we could go string, or we can just let type inference handle it, and then the expression, followed by semicolon. So then we can call hello, but if we do this, you'll see it will error, right? Mismatch types, argument 1 is expected to be of type C string, got string. So to do it, just do a little PTR on it, run it again, there you go, it works. So it's really fun. I've been enjoying making this language. But yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about it and then we'll actually get started. Oh my lord, how long have I been going for? Almost 30 minutes, and I'm just explaining the language, but that's fine. I haven't streamed in a while, and I've not talked about this language at all on the channel. Oh, yeah, on the channel. So, let me go back to the to-dos to show off what I've done. Yep. Oh, right, we have an option type. So, if you wanted to be like, actually, let's bring this back. If you wanted to be like, hello equals hello, right? And then we can make this an optional type of string. And we can say, if hello, grab out the word and do word.ptr. There you go. So I don't know if that made a bunch of sense. I'll quickly just talk about it. So this is the optional type, this question mark. It's like how in, let's say, Rust, you would do something like this, or like that, or whatever, who cares. But it'd be like this, but it's a first-class citizen. So it's just built into the language. And here, we've got this weird syntax inspired also by Zig. So you notice that this language has a lot of inspiration from Zig, but also a lot of inspiration from Odin and Jai. That's just because I think I like those two languages, and I want to use them. I love Odin especially. That's the one I like. Besides C, Odin is what I always go to. But I want Odin with a little bit more, so that's why I'm making the language. And yeah, if you know Zig has a very similar syntax. It would be more like this though. I don't like doing the pipes because the pipes, I don't know, I just don't like the pipes. Like, it's fine. I just like the idea of like it's an array index into this. I don't know. That's just me. That's why I chose to do that. But it's basically like saying for word in hello. Or in Rust, it would be like match hello. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, and then word, and then puts word.ptrs, and then none do nothing. So it's the same kind of syntax. Okay, yeah, that's the option. Type. Oh, and then that's where you see the capturing. So array indexing. We have structs. Structs look like this. So let's say I wanted to make a player, or let's say person. So you give the name, constant assignment, struct. And then you can say name is a string. And then we can create a person. Oops. Dot name. So it has the dot name syntax. Some people maybe be like, why not just do this? Right, let's say John. Why not that syntax? Why the dot? And also, I'll get to that in a second. The reason why is because I like the LSP helping out. I will probably eventually make an LSP, but that's way down the line. But I like it when you're writing some code, you go dot, and then you can see what fields you're trying that are available. Whenever I'm writing in Odin and I want to remember what it is, I have to go over to this, go GD, find the definition, check it out, and then go back and then go and do it. I don't know, just a style preference, I guess, but I think it's also just more usable that way. Let's just also do this, person.name.ptr. There you go. Okay. Let's see what else is here. We've got enums. Also, oh yeah, I was gonna say, why not a comma there? It's also just to this is mainly to make it easier for the compiler. Also, note that I'm saying compiler. It is not really. It's a transpiler, but people like to debate about that. I'm just gonna call it compiler. So yeah, this, just because it's the same as making a variable, right? There is no difference. So if you have something like this and you want to quickly make a struct, you can just, make the struct, take all the fields, put it in here. A lot of the languages around those niceties, like just trying to get, I don't know, like refactoring is a bit easier and stuff like that, and just making it nicer to, for tooling, even though there is no tooling right now, but in the future. Enums are, let's say Dave, are like this. Same thing with the thing at the end. This is similar to Jai. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can also assign to it. Right now I don't have stuff like this. I am going to add stuff like that, but right now it's just the same as it's just an I32. Okay. Oh, wait, let me also show, it doesn't pollute the global space when you want to make one. You go day dot Martin. I'm thinking about maybe doing this, stealing it from Odin and Jai, and also Zig, I think, has this. But that's gonna be later. I'm not too keen. I'm not too sure if I want that. So it's gonna be like this for now. Okay, last few things, and then we get to actually doing stuff with the compiler. Actually, a lot of these are very simple. We have slices. Oh, yeah, we've got a defer. So if you, let's say you malloc something. Actually, let's not use malloc because you can't really see, but let's say we go defer puts space world, and then we do puts hello. This will print out hello world. Oh, right, puts has a new line, but you get what I mean. Defer is not like the one in Go. It's like the one in like Odin, Zig, and stuff like that. It will defer to the end of its scope. So I think in Go it defers to the end of the function. Pretty sure. I'm not too sure actually. Okay, what else do we have? Oh yeah, this is just like any language would nowadays. If you have something, whatever, that refers to another function that isn't defined yet, like whatever, and then have whatever defined over here, this will compile. It'll work. It'll see that this exists. Oh, sorry. It wouldn't. Not right now, because that's not spelled right. Yeah, it would see that this exists, and then it'll handle it. Yeah, this is also similar to this. It's just to make sure that dependencies are, like, if you have a circular dependency, it'll call it out. Like if you've got an A struct, or let's call it foo. It's called foo struct that refers to bar, and you have a bar struct that refers to foo. Here, if we try and compile this, it should complain. Yeah, so this is the thing that we're going to be fixing today. I tried adding more error messages, and you can see here it's kind of not at the right place. Oh, and this is not doing that right. Wait, I'm just going to quickly fix that. What is that? What was that error? Cyclic dependency. Here. I did a percent %v. I meant %s. There we go. But yeah, this is the problem that's happening. I tried to make it so that the compiler can show more than just one error whenever it compiles, but it's not fleshed out, and there's a lot of issues. So I want to fix that. But yeah, usually what happens is when there's an error, it'll just immediately close the program, stop execution. So it would just print this out once. But since I haven't finished it, it will keep on going back and forth even though there was an error. And stuff like that. So today's going to be about fixing those errors. Fixing, I guess, just making better error messages in general. Okay. Lastly, I think there's just two more things. Oh my god, can I? Okay, there we go. Bitwise operators, you know those. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. So we've got slices. Like any language should have nowadays. Slices are defined like this. So we go nums. If you wanted an array, you'd say so like this. So if you wanted an array, you do this. If you didn't want to put a number here, but still wanted it to be a fixed size array, you do an underscore. If you want it to be a slice, you give nothing. Yeah. If you want to slice an array, let's just say slice, you would do nums and that's to slice it for all of its stuff. Let's say that this is like that, and let's say 3. If you wanted specifically only 2 and 3, for example, you would say from index 1 to the end. So it's, what is the syntax? It's like this. The math syntax where it's like include and exclude. I don't remember. But yeah, it's excluding this number. Oh, sorry, no. It's starting from this number and going up to whatever nums.len is, exclusive. So not including, well, I guess, you know, outside of the bounds of the array. You can, though, I've added this, you can do something like this. You can do that, and let's just say -1. So this is explicitly saying from that range up to and including this range. I stole that kind of from Odin. Odin has this thing where it's like for I in 0 smaller than 10, and then it'll be from 0 to 9. And they also have like this from 0 up into and including 10. But I feel like most of the time you understand that this is excluding. If you want to explicitly say, hey, include this number, you just put the equal sign. So we also have ranges, and ranges are gonna be a, like, there we go. Ranges are also gonna be an actual value in this language. I think I've kind of written them that way. So you should be able to go like n or n's equals that. But I'm not too sure. I might just make it so that ranges are only for slicing and for loops. There's also going to be for loops similar to the if something in, like with before with the hello optional string, right? And then we can, you know, call like puts or .ptr. There's gonna be a similar thing to this, but for like arrays, things that are indexable. So if I had like x's equals i32 1 2 3, you could go x's, grab the x, and then do stuff with the x. Again, similar to Zig, kind of like Odin as well, but Odin has this syntax instead. So yeah, a lot of inspiration from Odin and Zig. And lastly, default function arguments. I recently implemented those. So if I had like, what's a good idea? Yeah, but let's just say, let's say add. Let's say add with an add function that takes in that and a y that is defaulted to 5 and returns an i32. And then we can just return x plus y. And then over here, we can do add x, just like that, and grab out the value, let's say. So, whoops, let's go 10. So this will be, what's it called? This will be put into x. So it'll be 10 plus 5. So you don't need to pass in y. You can choose to opt in and pass in y. And if you want to explicitly say that you're making something y, you do the same thing like with fields. Like when you're making a struct, you do dot y equals, and then the expression. I think it's a pretty succinct language. I think like I put a lot of idea into its syntax, even though it's kind of a ripoff. Not really. I'm not gonna say it's a ripoff. It's just like it's just that Odin and Jai also do very similar syntax, and I guess sort of Go, but yeah, like a lot of the syntax assign decisions were planned out. Yeah. Anyway. So what I am having an issue with is specifically when we have errors. So right now, if I do something like this, in the old version of the compiler, like literally before yesterday, it would only show one error. It'd be like, oh, mismatch type, and that's it. And it still might just do that. Yeah, mismatch type. But let's say I have multiple errors. We've got 3 errors in this code right now. Right, we've got H that's supposed to be a string, but it has an integer, an undefined function call, and actually, I guess it's only 2 errors because it doesn't know anything about this function. But this is supposed to be .ptr because it can't take in string. But if you run it, yeah, see that? Why is it only doing 1? It's supposed to have 2 errors, right? But it only has 1. And sometimes I'll have like 3 errors when there's only really supposed to be 1. I think I've said that the wrong way around, but you get what I mean. So how I tried to do this was kind of dumb. So in a lot of these places, I've got a poison thing, and this is apparently not how you're supposed to do it. You're meant to have only the type checking have poison. So if you're not familiar, when a compiler is trying to see, or an interpreter is trying to see, like, hey, this part of the code's messed up, but we want to keep compiling to see if there's more errors to show them more. They will, in the type checker, use a poison, which basically says to the compiler, hey, this thing, we've given an error, it is now poisonous. Anything that is related to this poison is now poison as well, and you won't throw an error. So that it prevents it from, cascading and giving like 50 different errors. It'll only error for the things that are not already poisonous. So I thought that was supposed to be for everything. I thought the whole system was poison based. That is not the case. It's only for type checking. Type checking does have it in SEMA, like I've done that, but I've made it so that everything has type checking. Even the tokens have, not type checking. I made it so that even the tokens have poison, and that's not what I want to do. So we're going to remove that, and we're going to deal with the bugs first that come of that. So let's start out in Lexer. I'm also going to pull the here we go. I'm going to remove anything relating to poison. There's 1, there's 2. So let's just delete some code. Move that. Okay, we're good. Now, is there anything wrong with me? No. Is there anything? There'll be stuff wrong with parser, yeah, for sure. So if it's poison, nah, we're not doing that. Oh yeah, I have some stuff that will always error. Like, always error and exit. And that's stuff like this. Like, there's expected to be more tokens, but there's no more tokens. If that happens, well, there's nothing else to parse. We'll just immediately exit. Okay. This... Right. So, here's what I'm thinking. So the strategy that is used for like parsing is if it expected a specific token, but it got a different one, it just pretends like it got the expected tokens. So what we'll do is return a new token that has that's type is expected. Okay, but there's a few problems I'm thinking about. What if we're expecting an identifier, right? Because that's one of the things that could come up, and we give in that identifier, right? But the ident. Oh, sorry, not that. The ident. What is this meant to be? Is it an expert? No, it's a token. It should be a string, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but this is, you know, what if I don't initialize the right thing? Is what I'm trying to say. I guess it would be okay if I just assign to this, since then I can be like, oh, it's just an empty string, so I have a null. Wait, no, that might be a problem, right? Because then it would just be pointing to null. Okay, let's see how it goes. I'll just assign that to an empty string, and I'm guessing because this would then just be /0, which would just be 0, will be an empty string, and these will also be zeros, right? And these will be an empty string. So let's hope it works. Let's see how we go. I think I have to watch out for every single log I do. That's an error log. So let me go through each one. Okay, yeah, for example, like this. This is poison. We need to remove that. There should not be poison. Cool. This one will be, I think I have a dk none. And if it's dk none, we'll just do what if I make a none directive? Do you know what I mean? Like, what if I have specifically? Yeah, I guess actually technically this is specifically a none directive. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let's go to the next elog. That immediately leaves. That's fine. Oh, that was, yeah. Okay, identifiers. So this function, it takes in a token that we suspect is an identifier, and we try to find out which kind of identifier. We try to see if it's a keyword, if it's a directive, stuff like that. If it's a type, that's just a thing. So how should we do this? If it's that, okay. Do I have a none kind? No, I have a poison kind. I can remove that poison kind. Let's make an IK none, maybe? I need to see. If it's not an ident, if it's not an identifier, then we can't do anything. Okay, what if we just make it like an actual identifier and just give it an empty string? How's that go? So if it's this, then we'll say that it's an identifier, and the we need to make it into an expr. Right. Okay, let me copy this and put that there. And instead of doing all this, we need to keep that type none. Instead of that, because that doesn't exist, give it an empty string. Okay. Yeah, I think the rest is fine. Okay, let's go to the next elog. Oh my god. I hate that I did all this. I did this all in the, this just off whim. Like yesterday I was just like, oh, I really want this feature. Let me just try and see what I can do. And then I polluted the whole code base with poison. Literally poison. So okay. So here it's checking if what we've just converted is poison. This should be fine since we're giving it an ident but just not assigning it to anything. Oh, okay, here's a problem. So here's my problem, right? This could be parsing out something specific, and when we get to CMON, we're checking if this identifier matches what has been given to us, and then it gets an empty string, that could be a little bit weird. So I guess we'll see first, and we'll just fix it once we get to that. Here we go as well. Let's just remove it. Okay, and okay, here we go. So because this can't be poison anymore, I just remove it. Yeah. And here we have an expert poison. So this one I need to remove as well. Okay, let's just delete everything that says poison. This is gonna fuck me up so hard. Okay. So we don't want to give poison, but we'll just make it maybe expert. What is it expecting? So with this one specifically, if it's an underscore, we say that the len kind is none. So we can just do that. We can just bam, copy this. Let's just also expect that. Okay. Oh my god, why did I do all this, man? Okay, I need to move this one. There should be, actually, I guess I could keep this one. Yeah. I think I could keep that one. Let's keep it. Let's keep it. So, if I guess just remove this. Cool. Okay, let's go next. Wait, I also want to check something. No, okay. So here we go. We've got poison. Just remove it. Here, we're returning. We need to return an expression. I guess we'll just do expert none. Who knows? Okay, same thing for this. Let's remove it and return expert none. Okay, we don't have that anymore. This one, expert none. Same for this. Cool. Okay, this one might be a problem. So specifically, this code is for parsing out the arguments in a function call. And here we're checking. I guess, you know, let's just not, I'm just not gonna complain, and we'll see how it goes. We won't do statement poison because I don't think that should be a thing anymore. So we're also gonna remove that. There is a statement none that I guess we can use. Oh, don't need to close out. Parser. Where was I at? Here, yeah. So instead of statement poison, we'll do none. Hopefully this will become fine. I don't know how many checks I do for nuns. Jeez, can I? There we go. And this one as well will be a statement none. So, okay, now I'm thinking about it, right? My only problem is, since these aren't specifically poison, when we're getting a statement none, it doesn't really make sense. Because then when we go over to SEMA and we're checking for a specific statement, we're expecting a specific statement, and then we're getting a statement none. It's just going to error again, and I don't want that. I don't want like cascading errors, and that might be an issue. Because if it was poisonous, see, that's where I kind of like the idea of doing the poison thing. too sure. Oh, chat, what do we think, man? I don't know. Do we want it to be like everything can become poisonous, and we need to check if anything is poisonous, and if it is, then we ignore it and pass in more poison. You know what? Okay, I know I just did all that, but let me... Oh, I closed the file and I can't go back anymore. Let me check my git diff. No, because I have to do all of this again. Okay. Yikes. Let me think. How do I want to do... You know what? Let me search online. What is like the most common way of handling this? Because I'm pretty sure it's not by doing poison, but let's see. So, compiler errors. Yeah, something like that. No, I don't care about how to approach it. Okay, it's just, oh, okay, here we go. So I have two things. So let's see here. Can I close this? Okay. So one issue I have when writing a compiler is whether to stop at the first error or try to display as many errors as possible. I was curious about your opinion on what your opinions are. Showing multiple errors lets people potentially fix issues without rebuilding multiple times, which is important if compilation is slow. But it can also spam the console, and usually the first error is the most relevant since it isn't tainted by potentially garbage info. Okay. In my experience, all bets are off as soon as you hit a syntax error. Okay, that's interesting. So he's saying if you have a syntax error, you're fucked. Don't, like, you've come in here with a syntax error, go fuck yourself. You're getting one error and that's it. Fix all your syntax errors, recompile again. On the other hand, problems like undeclared variables and type errors, so in CIMA, are often enough independent that it is worth reporting more than one time. Okay, interesting. GCC actually tries to recover from simple syntax mistakes so it can collect all / most of the syntax errors made. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Like, for stuff like this, maybe I should. Okay. You know, no. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let me check the git diff or the git status. Oh my god. What have I done? Literally, just what have I done? Hey, how's it going? I think I think I'm just gonna revert the git. I'm just gonna revert all changes. Good. Yeah, I think maybe that's probably just the best bet. Just revert all the changes, restart this, and come in doing better. Because there's a lot of changes I've made. Yeah, let's just do that. Just to quickly catch you up to speed, I'm trying to add multiple error messages. So whenever I, like, let's say this code, let's see how this code has an error here, but then also there's another error here. Since this is not defined, this function doesn't exist anywhere, it should error 2 times. My compiler has only been a one error at a time compiler kind of thing. So once it sees an error, it immediately calls it quits. I'm trying to make it now show multiple errors. So, you know, you don't have to keep recompiling for the next error. And that was the thing I was trying to do yesterday, but I've kind of made a complete mess of the code base, and I think I went about it kind of wrong, so I'm going to try and fix it. And what I'm going to do is delete all of the code I've changed. So I forget exactly what is that. What's the thing for git revert changes? I always forget. Oh, those are just git revert. Oh, you git revert to a specific commit? Oh, can I just do this? Git restore dot. Yeah, okay. So now, there we go, yeah. So we'll save, what was this? Oh yeah. So now all of these will be back to normal. Yeah, okay. So, Christ, what have I done? Okay. Let's just make sure that everything's still working, I guess. So let's see how this works. Let's do make. And let's do current. Let's do build. Yeah, cool. Still working. So here we go. The Lexer, I'm pretty sure can't error anywhere. Is there any exits? Oh, there is. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Is there elogs? No. So Lexer can't fail. Parser can in, like, yeah, in 39 different places. So here we go. So first off, I'm going to bring this back. This was an error count. Let's go back. Oh, there's a add break going. I'm just gonna keep going because this part's tedious. Let's go into parser. Let's go into, where is it? Parser init. Parser init actually needs to take in the, oh no, I can just create an error count. Do error count equals 0. That's fine. And then inside of main, we need to pass in that error count to this. So we'll go parser.error count, and then we need to, where is the implement? Whatever, error count. Let's go then into SEMA, go into the error. Cool, there we go. And here we need to make sure we actually sign it. Oh, right, I didn't actually. Here we go. We say int error count, and then over down here, finally give it the error count. Okay. Now we get onto more important things. So let's start off with the parser. Let's maybe I'll take a different approach. Let's try and fabricate an error. Let's say, let's do this. Here's an error. Right. Expected semicolon. It didn't get a semicolon. So let's first do where that is. That would be inside of parse item, and then we go from parse item into here's a colon, so we parse decal, parse var decal, Here we go. Here, so if we expect a token, we need to pretend like there was that token. Okay. Okay. What we can do then is so we still call next, so that's fine. So actually we could just keep going. That part should be completely okay. So if I change this to be like we have parser dot error count plus equal 1. Oh, we can just do plus plus. What am I doing? And here we say if parser dot error count is bigger than, let's say max, let's say errors max, and I'll bring this into here, and I'll go and define this up over here. Actually, yeah, let's say 5. So then it'll exit. Okay, that makes sense to me. Cool. And that should still work. All right, let's do a make. Let's run this. Yeah. Interesting. You see how it, I don't know if you noticed the change. Let's do this. Okay, let me go back to this, and let's comment this out. Oh, no, not this. Let's comment this. Here, if I run this again, let's run make. Oh yeah, let's run the program. See how the error, it errored? It gave like a non-zero exit code. And now if I recompile it with this, give it make. See how I put green there? If I echo this out, it's gonna have a I'll have a 0 exit code. Yeah. So that means it's working. That means it got to the end of parsing. Okay. That's cool. I'm happy with that. Here I want to quickly add this so that it might still be hard to see. Oh wait, also really quickly, I removed this. I want to remove this again. Let's go to all the errors. Cool. What I want to do is inside of build, I want to say if sema.errorCount is bigger, is bigger than 0, then we just exit 1. So now, if we run make and we do this again, it actually exits with a non-zero exit code. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, now let's go on to see what other kind of errors can we have, right? What kind of, let's do this. What if we have, actually no, that's maybe more complicated. What if I forget to put that? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Unexpected token, and I did that twice. So let's see what happens here. If I go into parser, let's pull this code up so you can see. First we have an item, and then we have colon. So here's a colon, and then we have another colon. So here's a const decal, and we're checking if there's a keyword. Here there is nothing. There is no keyword. It is just a left bracket. So we're checking. Oh, that's interesting. I just never handled that issue. Interesting. So I guess then what we need to do is go here and say else okay, I think I've read about this. What we can do is once we've gone to an issue, we're going to skip all of this until we get to the next like the next end declaration. Okay, but that's a little bit difficult, especially with it being a function. I'm not too sure how I should be doing that. So here's the thing, right? What I'm thinking is we're parsing this, that's good. We parse this, that's good. We parse this, oh no. So do we go up until here? And let's say we do find this. So if we do find this, I guess this can be a scope block. But the thing is, like, okay, here's the thing, right? So let's say we have a function like, let's say hello, right? And let's say we have that error, and it'll print hello. This is just some dummy code. This doesn't exist, but let's just say. So with this code, how do I want it to error? We're going to be parsing this first. We're going to see hello, colon, colon, and then error. Okay. Do we just skip the whole function? Because if we skip this whole function, this will error as well. So I'm a little confused. I feel like maybe the play, because like if we have an error here and then we have an error here, it's kind of annoying, I guess, because, well, we already know that this was a problem. As opposed to this, like, okay, should this go to here? We would get all this, we'll skip everything we just got, forget about everything, continue on from the next, maybe from the next valid beginning. So here, right? Oh no, that doesn't really work, because the next valid beginnings are even these, which would be void, and I don't think anything here. Yeah, I don't even check if it's a type. And I'm pretty sure I have it right now, so that in main, it keeps going until it sees none. Once it sees none, then it stops compiling. Sorry, parsing. That's interesting. Okay, so do I want it to parse? I feel like it's just impossible. There's no winning scenario. Okay, I feel like, yeah, either way, this is probably going to error twice. Oops. This is going to error twice. Maybe what I should do is I should see how other compilers deal with this, right? Let's check it out. Let's open a new terminal, or a new tab. Let's see let's go into C first. Next develop. Right, where's my napkin? UTF-8. Let's see. Why do I have a hello? Okay, I guess I just have a hello. Let's do this. So what if I do the same example here? We'll do a void hello. Huh. What if I just do that? Right, and then we call printf. And this calls hello. What does the compiler say about that? So we can go gcc tac o hello.c. Oh. Okay. So this, but I guess that's not a fair comparison because this already knows that we're trying to make a function. Actually, I guess it doesn't. If the parser is specifically looking for a type and then a name followed by this, it doesn't really know. Well, I guess I'm sure they do know. Because they're literally saying return type. But that is also a thing that was in previous C version, so I guess it's not really a fair comparison. So let's get out of here. Let's instead do another language. Let's go. Okay, I did learn OpenGL on this computer. Wait, what? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and I changed the C++. Oh. Okay, apparently I could have showed that code in the beginning. Okay, let me see. Let's go into Odin. Let's see how Odin does this. What's in my napkin? Oh, right. Okay, let's just go. Not meant to do. Okay, so here we need a package main. Let's also import core fmt and do main proc hello. Yep, undeclared name hello. Then we'll go what am I doing? Hello. But let's say we forget that and we just do this. And then we say fmt.print yeah, whatever, print. Let's say hello. Also just doesn't need that. Syntax. What? Interesting. That's weird. Okay, let's see what Odin actually says. Let's do Odin build hello.odin-file. Interesting. If I were to put this back, this is still valid code, isn't it? Oh, no, FM clock. Yeah. So they have. That was a little weird. So it says expected an operand, hello, over here. And expected closing bracket. What? That's just weird. Maybe it doesn't matter too much. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I think that's probably the case. So let's say in this scenario, we still want to. Oh wait, actually, okay. I want to check one more thing. I want to check one more thing, and that's if I called a something function, right? Because that doesn't exist. I want to know, what does Odin do? Okay. Okay. So it looks like what Odin's doing is this whole thing is like fucks. It's an error. So it skips until here. I believe. Like if I said that this returns something, like let's say a string. No, why doesn't it error? But if I check, that should error though, no? Yeah. But when I do it like this, it doesn't? Wait, are you telling me? I don't think Odin's parsing anything. I think if I put a bunch more errors, if I make another function, let's say world, I don't think it parses anything. Oh, let's remove that. Yeah, Odin just gives up with the parsing. Wait, that's so funny. What if we do a different kind of syntax error? What if we make this block but we only do 1 colon? And what if I what if I call a random function? wait, what? So Odin's kind of shitty with its syntax errors, I think. It tells you what's wrong with this line, and it tries to tell you more, but okay, I think what's happening is if there is any syntax errors, it tries to get as much as it can, and then after that it dies. It doesn't even try to get to semantic analysis. I think that's what's happening, which makes sense. That's probably what we should do as well. Okay. That's really funny though. Wait, okay, what if I have other syntax errors? What if I just go like, what's a syntax error I could put? Maybe like, what if I do that? Is that a syntax error? Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, so interesting. So it keeps trying. It keeps doing the syntax errors, but it doesn't even get to semantic analysis. It just parses it, and if any errors are in the parsing, it doesn't proceed to the next stage. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. I like that. I think I'm going to do the same. So with this error over here, it being a syntax error, I still don't know. Should I just skip over the whole thing? I don't think that's what Odin's doing though. So what we'll do is we're going to keep parsing. So we'll get to the error point, and we'll be like, okay, keep skipping. Okay, and we'll probably parse this as a block. And when we parse this as a block, we'll continue and parse this regularly. If it's something like this, if it's something like that, I guess we're fine. What if it's like, right, ignore the fact that there is like actual type errors. I just want to see for the syntax, right? Like if I remove that, what should we do? I guess it just pretends like it's there. But what about if, let's say, it was that? That would be fine. That can still compile. And what if it was like that? I think in this case, if it's like this, if it's like this, it's gonna think that it's gonna try and parse this as a type. I have no idea what's gonna happen. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Let's see what it does. Let's also go into main and let's make it so that if at all during the if at all the parser error count is greater than 0, then we're gonna exit 1. and not even continue to the next stage. So let's make and run it. Right, that's what's erroring. Okay, so let's see. What does it say? Unexpected token this. And then it goes unexpected token that. Oh, expected token that. Why was it expecting this? Interesting. So I think what we should do is if we get into that syntax error, we'll just do like the normal thing and we'll keep going until we see a semicolon. Okay, so whenever we get a syntax error, we will, like for example over here, if it's something like this, I guess just in general, if it's anywhere, we're going to keep checking and skipping the tokens until we get either a opening curly bracket or a semicolon. And then we'll do what we need to do on it. I think that makes sense. Okay. So, how do we implement this? Let's first do it with that. Let's try and get this to compile. Actually, yeah, and let's put like some regular code in here, like that. So if we do that, it gives us fucking like stupid errors. So let's go back into the parser. Right, and again, we're gonna go parse const echo like that. And this is where we're parsing the function. But we want to do something with this else. So if it wasn't a token, well, it wasn't an ident, we're gonna skip. We're gonna go skip ahead. So okay, we can go like parse maybe we'll call it parser skip to next. Let's just say next statement. Let's say something like this for now, and let me figure out what I want to actually call it. Maybe just parse next statement, and we pass in the parser, and then over here, let's should be fine. I'm just gonna define it up around here. We're just away from, yeah, just maybe over here. So we can go, this returns a statement, we take in the parser, that's it. Let me also go back to this. So yeah, this is gonna go, actually we need to return this. Oh, wait, okay, here comes an issue. If I go down this route, I need to make sure that I'm focusing on any allocations I'm doing. I don't want stupid memory leaks because I think I already have a bunch of memory leaks. I don't want to do more of that. But also, I'm kind of okay with leaking memory because this is a compiler, right? It's eventually going to end its process. You know what I mean? Like, as long as I'm freeing up memory in the parts that are recursive and stuff like that, that will, well, actually this whole thing is pretty much recursive. But I mean, things that loop continuously over and over, like multiple times, specifically like literal for loops instead of just recursion. If I'm allocating a bunch of memory there and I'm forgetting to free it, then that is a problem. But if it's just like a one-off allocation, I think somewhere I do have a one-off allocation. And I literally put a note. I'm like, this definitely leaks memory, but who cares? Part of me does care. I don't want to leak too much memory, but like it eventually ends. The compiler eventually stops. So I don't know how much that matters. Okay, yeah. So I don't think we're allocating anything. Should be okay. I'm pretty sure the parser doesn't. Oh no, the parser does allocate stuff. Yeah, no, it allocates a bunch. Okay, so how is this going to work? We want to parse to the next statement, right? And it looks like most statements either have a opening curly brace or have a semicolon before the start of the next statement. So I think that's the only cases. I'm trying to think. What about commas? What about stuff like this? Like, let's say I got a syntax error in here, right? Do I parse the next comma? And so I skip all this and then I just go on to this? I guess that is okay, right? So it's also commas. So we specifically find okay, I'll just go like that. Find those. So we want to find these first. I guess. Let me see. Can I just loop? I guess I can just loop over the tokens. Whoa, what? Oh, because I'm back in here. Yeah, we'll just loop over the tokens. So we'll go like for token equals peak parser while token. Let's say while token isn't none. And then we'll handle it inside. This, oh whoops, this could be instead next, but it's okay. And here we'll have that. So if token.kind doesn't equal let's do bracket first. Left curly bracket. Is it and or is it or? I always hate doing negation when I'm trying to do like an if check. If it's not token not left curl or you know what I'm gonna do? Actually, wait, here, we can do this. I've done this before, and I always have an issue. I just keep going back to the same ones. Like, let's go to like parse expert. Let's see how I do it for them. This one's not fair. Oh, whoops. Then parse or, parse, and oh my god. Okay, let's keep going down this call stack. Yeah, parse equality. Here we go. It's an and. Okay. Is it really and? Yeah, it is. Okay. And knock. Doesn't equal to token semicolon. There we go. Then we'll just break out. Okay. So once we get to those, right? Let's actually yeah. Let's go next here. So once we get to those, yeah, that should be fine. If we get to, let's say specifically this, then we probably want to, yeah, here's left curl. So we can just go to parse. Can we do that for everything? I feel like we might be able to. Like let's say specifically that we have the issue of this one, right? Like it's let's say person equals person and then we have dot name equals, and then we just have an empty expression, and then dot age equals 10. Never. No, let's not say 10. Let's say 18. If we go to parse next statement, would that be okay? Like, not parse next statement. Just go back down. So, let's say that this failed. So we'll be like, oh, okay, skip over to this. Cool. We call next on it. Nice. Now continue on. Oh, actually, we shouldn't call next on it, because for this one we need to have that token. Actually, yeah. It's specifically that case, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'll change that in a sec. But here, if you go comma, then here's a dot though. And that won't be able to parse, because I don't check for dots in here. That's a bit annoying. I could just explicitly put it in, but also that's a little weird, because then I'm basically allowing this to happen. And I don't want to allow that to happen. Okay, so I'm sure that I have something, like when I go to parse, let's go parse expert. Let's go parse primary. Here, literal end. Inside of this is where we're checking for that specifically. Yeah, here. This behemoth of code that is also really weirdly made. I should just use a do while loop. I don't know why I did that. The if true, if first, or just an if statement. And then, whatever, who cares? So, how do we get it over into here, right? So it would be here that it's erroring. So there's also a problem with stuff like this. This could error. See, this is why I want a language better than C, because there's only one return value. But this could error, and the only way I can really express that is maybe by specifically saying that error, like if this is of kind error, then we do something different. So let's see, with this, right, we're inside of here, we're trying to parse. We saw a dot, and okay, it is genuinely a problem of how I've defined everything. Everything just returns statement. I want errors as values. Can I get that to work? Can I get that to work in a sort of normal way without making C be weird? Because then I would have to change all of the code that does this to explicitly check if it has had an error. I think that might be the play. Okay, I kind of like that idea. I'll just make explicit, like kind of like a result type. Maybe not a result type per se. Maybe just an option type. right? Like I know I have statement none, but statement none is used for something different. Statement none is literally saying, hey, there's no more statements. But statement none here wouldn't be right because there was a statement, but it failed. So it's more like an optional statement. But here's the thing, I want to wrap it. Because if I just make another like SK, by the way, SK stands for statement kind. If I have another SK type, statement kind, that's just like error, then I could just choose not to check it. I want to specifically have to go like statement dot val or something like that to use it. I mean, or just have some way in general that that prevents me from using this value just straight up. Okay, let's first get this example working. Right, let me just go and, let's just first get this working. So there we go, and this will return that. Yep. So let's not call next. Let's say if toke.kind is equal to left curl, then we want to return parser parse, and then we pass in the parser. If it is comma, whoops, or I guess if it's semicolon. Yeah. Then we call next, and then we're supposed to do something different. Actually, let's handle it separately because I don't know what to do for comma. So if it's semicolon, then we can more specifically do this by just doing that. Right. Oh, no, it's not break, it's continue. Yeah. Yeah. So we get into a kind of like an infinite loop. If it's a comma, that gets a little annoying. Let's just say not implemented for now. Let's just go assert. Yeah, something like that. Okay, let's see how this goes first. So I want to check this out. Let's call make. Okay, going to an infinite loop. Got it to an infinite loop. Love that. Let's go parse const echo. Why? Is it because we? Wait, yeah, why? Oh, I know why. Because if it didn't get into any of these, we need to call next. Actually, let's rewrite this then. We could just go. Right? Yeah. We could just do it like that then. Okay, let's see. Illegal use of scope block not inside a function. That's a thing that I have? Why? I guess it makes sense, but like I know the rationale of why I did that. It's like, why have this? Should I just allow it? Let me see if other languages do it. Let's go into Odin, my bread and butter. Let's go into here. Let's just delete a bunch of this. Let's go main. Oh, wow. Okay. They don't like that. Interesting. Wait, so how am I meant to... How am I meant to do this? Oh, and also, actually, when I go parse const decl, we need to error here. Yeah, that should be fine. Wait, what? Wait, did that work or something? Wait, no, unexpected token that. This should have gone into here, right? I'm confused. Yeah, so we're running in here. Let me debug token kind stringify token.kind. Yeah, that's right. But oh, but we're getting. Oh wait, that's literally what I. Wait, no, that's correct. I'm just. Okay. You know, that is right. It is unexpected to have that because it's expecting this. No, yeah, that's right. Okay, so that means it is working. Right. So wait, if I did... Let's say I did that. Let's remove this debug statement. Unexpected token got. Yeah, that's kind of working. That's okay. That's a bit better than what was happening before, and I like that. Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. I'm also thinking eventually I should get just better error messages in general. Like, yeah, it says where it is and a message, but you know how like GCC will give you a proper error message or something like, if I go like this and then I go make, yeah, here it'll be like, it'll say where it is, say it's an error, give me a message, and show what it looks like. Maybe I want to do this, but also I don't think it matters too much. I'm kind of fine with not having that. Maybe later in the lifetime of this compiler. Okay, that's cool. Now, here's what I was wanting to do. If I do this, what's gonna happen? Wait, why do we get all these? unexpected token, blah, unexpected token, comma, unexpected token, comma. Interesting. So let's see specifically that. Right, let's go parse var decal. So yeah, we're looking at this. And okay, so this is happening twice because this unexpected token is coming from this function. And then I think it's called next on it. Or maybe it hasn't. Wait, I don't know why it's twice though. Oh. Wait, what? Wait, why does it happen twice? Okay, here's what I like to do when I'm not too sure about what thing is happening where. I do a start and end block. Let's go make. Let's run this again. Yeah, okay, so these are both happening from inside this parsing. Okay. This kind of works already. Yeah, this kind of works already. So what I can do is just figure out where is this calling twice. Unexpected token. Okay, one's for sure happening in here. Oh. Okay, well, now I know. Apparently I have them twice. And I guess if there's a default, or not, never mind. I can just remove this. And we should be somewhat okay. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. So now if I recompile this and we run this, yeah, that looks right. Because if I go back over here and then I fix this up, yeah, unexpected token, that, which is that, expected expression after equal and variable declaration. There we go. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. So there is one issue. I am using X for none. And I think maybe I just use X for none. I think that might be okay. There are cases where I actually use X for none as like a real value. So that's kind of why I don't want to do it like that. But I guess for most of it, it should be okay. What I'm curious about is why is this not working? I don't know if you remember, just a second ago, it was complaining about, right? Am I crazy? It was complaining about how there's an illegal. Yo, what's up, Tommy Luco? Yeah, what I'm confused about is just then before. It was not. It was complaining at this being a global block. I've done something. Why is it now? Okay. That's so weird. I don't think I swear I don't remember that fixing that. Sorry. What is the something you've done? That's so confusing. I ditched Wayland. Oh, and setting up DWM. Okay. Damn, wait, why'd you switch? Also, doesn't DWM, like, not look very nice? I don't know, I guess, yeah, it's fine. It's ricing. I guess it'll look however you want it to look. What's, like, the default DWM? Of course, they're fully riced out of their minds? What's happening? Oh, on Gen 2 as well? With OpenRC. I don't think I know what's OpenRC. OpenRC is a demand space in its system for Unix. Oh, so it's like a replacement for like systemd. Is that right? Am I mentioning that right? Default, it doesn't have features. You need to patch the source code to add features. Crazy. Well, actually, no. I guess that's not too crazy. Yeah, and the systemd. Yeah, okay. I still don't know what's up with like the whole, like, I know people don't like systemd for something. Maybe because it's against the Linux philosophy or Unix philosophy or something. Maybe that was what it was. I don't have an issue with systemd. Oh, okay. Oh no, yeah, they're fully open source. Hell yeah. Oh, they use Mason. Ew. I just like pain, apparently. Yeah, no. Yeah, I agree with that. Crazy to use Gen 2. I mean, no. I have no idea what the experience is like. I just know that that's a pain. I can't even, like, fathom. Isn't that hard, to be honest? What is, like, what's the process? What is the... what's the experience like? I'm guessing... At least for a basic install, it's super easy, barely an inconvenience. Oh. You know what, let me see. Let me look at like the install guide. Surely they've got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, AMD64. Okay. Let me just see what this is. What is the... Gen 2 has an amazing handbook, so I couldn't resist bringing a Ryan. I don't know who Ryan George is. Sorry. Oh, I spelled George wrong. Oh wait, I do know this guy. He's a YouTuber. Yeah. I want to see what's the. Yeah. Okay. Downloading. Oh. Wait, have I skipped something? Yeah. You download it, okay, and then verifying the files. Oh, okay, so this is what, showing this on an actual system of you downloading it first onto... Yeah, okay. Okay, how does the boot process go? Okay. Okay, here we go. So this is like the... Okay. Okay, that seems fine. Basically, okay, and yeah, they just have everything. Yeah, so does it kind of um, does it kind of like Arch even like just very detailed guide, just run through the steps. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Um, he always says, it was super easy, barely any inconvenience. Ah. Here for saying, but just use this one. Oh, is this just a complete handbook? Yeah. Let's see booting. Yeah. It's the same thing. Yeah, cool. Yeah. It's similar to Arch, but more detailed with way more options, obviously. Yeah. But it's not recommended to just use that one overall. Oh. Oh wow. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the Arch one doesn't have this many entries into it. That's cool. But so why did you decide Gentoo? And this one isn't even complete. Oh. I'm looking for parse next expert. Oh my. There we go. I'm overall a Gentoo user for like 8 years. Fair enough. Was it just because at the time, you just, I guess, because like Linux, like the whole Linux kind of space wasn't as big as it was today 8 years ago. I'm guessing just Gentoo was, what's the word? It's like how everyone goes to like Ubuntu or like, oh no, that's kind of a different scenario. Because I feel like Gentoo's niche, So I just realized I was on wrong Wi-Fi, so I lost everything you said in the last 30 seconds. Oh, there is an ad in progress. Let me know if the ad's actually running right now for you. If you can hear me. Okay. I want to see why we get a curl. Yeah. Containment block. Parse curls. Parse curl. Wait, so it does let it. Okay, I'm just not even going to question it. If it works, it works. Back after ad. Okay. Yeah. Well, I switched to Linux roughly 2005, 2006, Ubuntu, and due to Wi-Fi and audio drivers, it was basically the best thing to use. Yeah, fair enough. So then, why'd you go from quote-unquote best thing to use to Gentoo? Like, I originally was on Fedora for a little bit, like a tiny amount of time. And I think I had some issues with some drivers, and I just couldn't figure it out. And then I swapped over to Nix just because I loved specifically the idea of knowing what's installed in my system. Like, that's the only thing. If I had like an easy way to keep track of where everything is and exactly what is installed on my system, I'd be okay. But with like, you've got different package managers, and then also the fact of like you could have multiple of them, or you can install something through, well, I guess it's a separate issue. I was gonna say Git, right? Like Git clone something, but you can also do this here. Just dropped for a while. Then in 2015 I installed Arch when it was still hard, and in 2018 I switched to Gentoo because I wanted more fine-grain control. Fair. I also used Nix for several years and still use that on my servers. It's amazing. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, that actually I completely get that. The more fine grain control, like I personally I don't care about that kind of stuff, but when I do get into something, I love having the choice of what I have in my like tech. Like that's even why I use Vim. You know, I was using VS Code, and I chose to try out Vim, NeoVim. I was like, hell yeah, this is like so good. I get to choose exactly what I want. I never used those like pre-made NeoVim configs, but nothing compares to Gen 2. Like my friend, I also did not say that. He also streams here. Hell yeah. Has put Gen 2 on a freaking PS2 and Wii. He's nuts. That's sick. Okay, I kind of love that. I love that it's on the PS2. That I've heard so many good things about the PS2 as well. I think it was either 2 or 3. Like they're just fucking cracked for some reason. That's so cool. I was trying to. Wait, let me see. I had this like Android tablet that I got gifted. Well, sort of gifted. That's like 14 years old or something and hasn't been opened. And I was like, okay, bet I'm gonna put Linux on it. But the battery's fucked. The the battery does not want to work. And he's working on compatibility patches. Like he made Rust compile on a. I don't even know what that is, man. Man, you guys are far beyond me. How do you spell that? Pentium 4. Microprocessors based on the. Okay. I don't know what this is. I don't know this microarchitecture, but I kind of understand. Single core CPU. Yeah. Okay. It's a super old CPU that technically cannot use Rust. Wait, why can't it use Rust? Does it do some crazy quote-unquote unsafe stuff, and there's like no way for Rust to be able to use it even in on like unsafe mode or unsafe blocks? Okay, let's see. So yeah, I want because Rust requires CPU instructions that this CPU does not provide. Okay. Huh. So is it just because I've always thought like I don't know if this is a big thing, but I was always like weirded out sort of with how Rust is in Linux. Like in the sense that I've used Rust for a little bit, and Rust doesn't feel like the kind of language for low level exactly. Like for kernel space. I don't know. I feel like it's just too heavy. Same goes for C++, but I can kind of get C++ because it has like it has extern C and stuff like that, so it's maybe slightly more usable. I don't know if you're aware how RISC CPUs work. They have instruction sets, etc. I've heard of RISC. Yeah, RISC. This one. I've heard of this. Oh wait, is this the one that was that Zig was like, we're not doing this architecture? I swear I saw a thing recently that Zig was like, yeah, we've given up on it or something like that. Or maybe that's for a different. Actually, it probably was for some Oracle based CPU. And the newer the CPUs, the more instruction sets are implemented. Is your okay? Okay. I didn't know that was called that. I always just would say x86 x86 or x86 64 CPU. I didn't know it had a specific name. Oh wait, is this? Wait, oh, okay. So these are just the words for. So this is x86 64 and stuff, and then this is like ARM. Even though those are a hybrid nowadays, they have a instruction sex. Okay, which is how you get those performance. Exactly, ARM is. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't know that the thing had a specific name. I guess ARM is the company. Hey, is like the brand. Or I don't know. We'll see. Oh, well, yes, C is less heavy. However, the downfalls are the ease, implementing unnecessary CPU and RAM spikes, etc. ARM is one of those. Yeah. Okay. I forget what I was even doing. Oh yeah, I wanted more compiler errors. Let me just see. How does something like this happen? What happens here? Yeah, that's kind of weird. I guess what I should be doing is anytime. Okay, so this will be parse here, and then we get to colon. Here we go. And then we're running into an unknown token. Or unexpected token, yeah. Okay. Then there is that. I'm guessing you would say it as RISC. So RISC V, which is an alternative CPU idea, which is open source. And I'm trying to dumb it down so you understand what I'm talking about. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Or if you want me to stop dumbing it down. RISC-V. Okay. I think I get it for the most part. Of course, I don't know the details. Like, what's the difference between RISC and RISC-V? Oh, you're a hardware engineer. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to see here. How am I supposed to handle this part? If we got a colon, yeah. So we're going to here, and then we peek in. If there is nothing, no, there is not nothing. If it's an ident, wait, why? Wait, what? Oh, because this is colon. No, we are literally just seeing one colon. So it's not colon here, not equal. So we go to else, we parse it as a type, and this is where it should probably be erroring, right? If I put a little start end in here, some little printf debugging. Oh no, that is not where it's erroring. Wait, what? Wait, so it correctly parsed this as a type? No way. Debug, there's no way that worked. No. Wait, what? Debug %d type.kind 0. Oh, okay, so it's none. Okay. Am I never checking the type? I am never checking the type. Sick. Well, I guess I can do that now. Well, RISC is just the way of how the CPU instructions are provided. RISC-V is just a specific standard of set instructions. In way of cars, think of it like internal combustion engine cars. Got you. So, okay, EVs, and then a specific way of implementing EVs with their own standards. Got you. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so it's basically like RISC-V is a spec. It's like a specification, and then like producers or manufacturers follow this spec for like compatibility. And then you have the same in I'm not sure how to say Cisco? CISC? No, Cisco is something else, hey. For example, x86, yep, 32-bit. That was developed by Intel. Then you have x64, AMD 64 developed by AMD. Cool, yep. Is a spec, yes. And that spec is open source. Cool. That specific spec is cool. Like Cisco without the O. So CISC. Yeah, okay, CISC. Okay. Man, wow. I really want to get into, like, working with hardware. Or, like, trying it. You know, I've never really done it properly. Like, I've played around with an Arduino for a little bit. Barely anything. I just got it to shine some LEDs. But I want to try and actually make something maybe that that interacts with the real world. Not specifically like an Internet of Things kind of thing. Like I've done that, but I want to, I don't even know. Just like work with a little microcontroller and get something going. And ARM is another spec, which are different variants, which is why Qualcomm and Apple have different ways of using ARM CPUs. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. So ARM is RISC, and RISC-V is RISC, but ARM and RISC-V aren't the same thing. And Arduinos have their own RISC architecture, not ARM. Ah. Okay, this sounds like a classic thing of of like tech, of just computer science in general, just not agreeing on a specific like spec or just on something specific. It's like every racehorse arm is a racehorse, and not every horse is a racehorse. Yep. Okay, I need to check specifically if we can parse this type out correctly, because if we can't, so if type.kind is equal to tk none, then we probably just want to error and be does this never fail? Oh, I guess it just never fails. Oh no, wait, there it is. Okay, then we can be like elog parser.cursor index, and we can say expected a type, and then we can return return parse next statement, and this should be better. That does not look better. Expected token this when no more tokens left. Expected got nothing. Okay, expect a type. Yeah. And when we oh I see. So here we go. Okay. So what's gonna happen is if it's none of these, let's say it's a closing. Let's say okay. I don't know how to fix that. Because this is going to return statement none. This should return, this should return all the way back down. But it kept going? It kept going? That's a little weird. Sorry, that's what my math teacher used to tell us 25 years ago. But I'm currently looking into a different job, so no more hardware engineering, at least professionally speaking. Okay. Man, I've been struggling with the job search. Um, like, I stopped streaming for like 4 months. And 4 months ago, I stopped because I had my exams coming up, and I also just got a job, and then I got laid off, and I did really well in my exams, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, but now I've not been having the motivation to look, and also there's just not a lot of good opportunities around here, around where I'm at, especially since I can't do full time. So, trying to stream again. um, well, at least you have a degree. I don't even have a high school degree, which is sometimes a struggle. Oh, damn. I'm 100%. I'm 100% self-taught. Hell yeah, man. Fucking definitely more knowledgeable than like half of the people I go to school with. Not even half, actually. I'd reckon all. Yeah, you've got experience, so for sure, all. um, yeah. Just hoping to find something, I guess. Okay. So, why is it doing that? So it's getting to expected type, right? So, expected to type. But yeah, it's a hindrance. It's a hindrance in regarding to moving up. Oh, being self-taught. So I need to get my ADHD sorted and then fix the degree issue, just so I can get better job opportunities. Nah, okay. I mean, isn't there a thing like I know there's one here where you can get like a degree or start or do a shorter course for a degree if you have experience. Like if you've got a certain amount of experience and you can improve it, then they could also just give you a degree. I know in some places they have that. Ooh, right. No, but I'm sure you could get a um like a associate degree or a bachelor degree or something without having gone to high school. Like even I'm pretty sure like even community colleges do that. But I'm not saying that you would want to do community college. I dropped out of school when I was 17. Wow. Man, living. I remember I wanted to do something like that. Of course, I never would go through it. I'm sort of glad I didn't. I did. I do have a friend that did though, and I don't know if he's regretting it yet. Oh, but actually, from the people I've heard, most of them that are like, yeah, I dropped out of uni, or yeah, I dropped out of high school, they like came out on top. Like my uncle, he never went to uni, never went to college. I don't know if he dropped out of high school, but he's now he's working as a he's not a software engineer. He does specifically databases and SQL at hospitals. I technically studied hardware engineering. I had to prove bachelor's math knowledge, then study electrical engineering just to qualify for it. But due to a lack of high school degree, I was not eligible to get the extra degree. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that does suck. So is your plan to then how would you get a high school degree, high school diploma? Is there? Do you just like? Yeah, I don't know what the process of that would be even be. So it would go into this. Yeah, expected a type, and then we'd go to the next one, so we'd keep going. We'd get to that semicolon, call next on it, go this, and it'd be none, which would then call next. Oh, and when we call next, no, that should be fine. And then we'd go into this, it would break and then return none. So it should only be, it should only be these two. I don't know why I tried to do it again. What if I explicitly, no, because it would have fallen through anyway. Yeah. Well, I can go to a test center here and just pass the exams, at least I'm in the country I live. But to be able to focus that long during exams, I first need to get my ADHD sorted. Otherwise, I'd fail. And then I can do just a mostly... Oh, that's good, though. Yeah, I'm glad. I don't think I have anything. I'm pretty sure I don't. Like ADHD, ADD, or anything like that. So I'm kind of glad. I am a horribly slow reader, though, and that screwed me up a little bit for my exams. And honestly, I might be slightly dyslexic. I don't know. I do have some dyslexic tendencies, but whatever. But yeah, maybe. Yeah, if you get yourself basically any kind of job, even working at McDonald's is better than no job. Yeah, that will help you get another job. Yeah. Oh, funniest thing, I applied for McDonald's, and they had this AI like chatbot that would guide you through the process and everything, and then tell you like, okay, you're all good. Choose where, blah blah blah. And when I went to choose where, it crashed, or not crashed, but it kind of bugged out, and there was nothing, and I got nothing out of McDonald's. Might have been a bad example. Yeah, but I did literally apply. I mean, literally, I'd take anything, or I would if I actually went and did it, which I don't know why I'm not doing. Feel like I'm just too lazy. I don't know, which is definitely a bad thing. This should be returning none, so why? Like, we should get to main. Let's do statement.kind and let's see what comes out of it. Oh wait, what? It only goes. Wait, what is one? FN deco. Interesting. Oh, because when I'm calling next on it, it's returning out of this and going into the parse FN decal. Yeah. It's going back into this where we're parsing the body. Where is the body? Where am I parsing body? Is this parsing body? No, this is the arguments. This is the return type. Here's the body. No, here's body. And yeah, so it's getting back over to here. Okay, I see. Um, Generally speaking, applying online really sucks. Go to the local shops physically. That's the way to avoid stupid AI shit. And it's much harder to say no to someone in person. Fair. And even if they're not hiring now, they might be in the future. And because they can put a face to it, to that CV, they're more likely to call you up. Or once they post the open position, they give you a chance because they've met you before, like local IT shops or whatever. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll have a look. Yeah, have a look at any local IT shops around. But it's gotta be like I think it has to be like a really local IT shop. It can't be any like name brand kind of places. Because I feel like if I came into like a name brand place, they'll just be like, no, we don't accept like physical. You have to do it online. Yeah, like mom and pop shops. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll check around. I feel like it's gonna be hard to find something like that, specifically like where I'm at. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I'll just go have a look, I guess. So we're in here. That's when we're parsing the block. Right. So that's a little annoying. But it still shouldn't go onto that, shouldn't it? Because this will return. Okay, let me follow the whole actual like stack trace. So it would go into parse fn. That's gonna be parse ident, and we're gonna get a colon. Alright, so parse decal, and then we're having another colon, and then we go fn. We're parsing all this, parsing all that. Yep, cool. And then we're trying to parse the body. Then we went to here, and then here's when we call this right. That's what I did back in the days. Yeah. I'm hoping that there's still a bunch of mom and pop shops. And even if you can't work as a coder or just do some coding, some scripting on the side for them, most likely you'll be building some PCs or whatever and remove viruses. But it'll get your foot in the door. Yeah. I don't even mind. I think I'll be completely fine not working as any kind of programmer right now. Like I completely get that. I probably need more experience, and probably a full-time job is more likely for stuff like that. So yeah, I guess anything anything to get my foot in the door. Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's what I can kind of hack this, and I think it's a good hack. If I do parse next statement, and I specifically look for I spelled it wrong. Right curl, then we can just do return statement none. That might be okay. Nope, that didn't work. Brother, what? That should be okay. I don't know. This will go into here. Well, once you have a job at a local shop, you can put that on LinkedIn and then you're set. For example, at the company I work for, there was this girl from France and she joined our support team. They moved her here from France. She did that for a year and then joined our dev team. She used to work at a local IT shop first in France and was willing to do those in-between steps just to avoid not having a business at all. And now she makes about 50 more than the average income in our country as an entry-level dev. Fuck me. Yeah, that's inspiring. Yeah. Okay. I just need to lock in, man. I just need to lock in. Tomorrow, because it's night for me right now. I'm going to update my CV and search around. Probably first thing in the morning, search up some local shops, maybe print out my CV and go in person. And all of that post-COVID. So yes, for tons of people, it sucks with losing jobs, etc. But it does mean it's not impossible. Yeah. I don't want these errors. These errors shouldn't be happening. Actually, these errors shouldn't be happening in general. Like recently, I've had tons of headhunters reach out to me, which is why I'm currently in the process of an interview. Okay, that's good. Brewing for you. Yeah, I feel like I also just need a. I feel like I need to find anything that I can find, make it public, make it known, and also network. Like I have some job experience, but I don't like. I've got LinkedIn as well, but I have nothing on my LinkedIn. I'm not really a big social media guy, which is funny because I'm streaming, but I'm not a big social media guy. I don't like posting a lot of the stuff that I've done or do, besides streaming and I guess YouTube. Yeah, it's easy to quote unquote give up, but any restriction inspires creativity. Be creative about your approaches. So I only have a LinkedIn to be approachable for recruiters. Yeah, makes sense. So then, for example, right, with your LinkedIn, do you have posts on your LinkedIn, or is it just all of your like job experience listed down, and then that's it? Zero posts. Just basically my CV on LinkedIn. Okay, yeah, I'll do the same then. I don't think I could be one of those tech guru LinkedIn posters. um, Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, this code did nothing because it's getting to the semicolon first, so then it goes back into parser parse, and then it tries to parse out literally nothing. That's a bit annoying. What if instead I just return statement none? What if I always do that instead? Like even here, would this be fine? This one might have to stay like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Tech gurus are 99% scam artists. Yeah, for sure. You have the tech gurus and the people who get enraged for everything. Internet in a nutshell. Yeah. I remember seeing a bunch of tweets by FFmpeg. Fucking everyone. I swear, just everyone on Twitter is rage baiters. It's so funny. Like, I don't post anything on Twitter. I barely even use it. I don't even follow any, like, anything. I just watch the chaos unfold. And I'm a centric leftist. In my country, in the US, people would say I don't even know what that Antifa. And I do not understand why people are getting so upset with a marquee, because DHH made it. It doesn't mean a marquee isn't a good thing to get other people excited about Linux. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I've heard of a marquee. Marquee? Should I spell it? I've heard of a marquee, and like, I've heard that there's people getting a little, like, there's been controversy about it, but from what I understand, it's just an Arch Linux skin. So who cares? Just use it. Like, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's basically just every Linux distro. Oh, anti-fascist. Okay. Also, who is DHH? Yeah. Why do I know him? Where have I heard him from? What has he done? Ruby on Rails. Okay. Yeah, who cares? I don't get. Oh, they have a GitHub launch. It looks like people are liking it. But yeah, it's literally just, yeah, it's just shell scripts, hey. I'm guessing you just, they have, what is this? Packages. Oh, this is just a list of packages and then like a shell script reads it and installs each one. What's in bin? Monitor. Yeah, it's just a shell script. Yeah, like, it's just a skin. He made Ruby on Rails, yeah. Where it's basically a collection of dot files, yeah, and DHH made it. He's conservative / right-winged and vocal about it, and people are mad about it. Exactly, it's a super simple way of his fancy Arch skin. Yeah, but it's well fleshed out. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I personally would never use this, but that's because I like to have my things exactly my way. Like, that's part of the reason why I want to use Linux, is because or specifically even NixOS, I know exactly what's installed. I know what programs I have and all of that. That's kind of why I didn't want to do something like Mint. I don't know everything that's in Mint or Ubuntu. I don't want all of that extra stuff that I don't really need, or the extra stuff that I don't even know about. So NixOS was the choice for me. Like, people calling out Framework, the laptop, because they sponsor Marquee, and I really have an issue with that. Wait, I'm confused. But people love to be mad, like calling out. Wait, so you're saying you have an issue with the people calling out Framework for sponsoring Marquee? Exactly. Let Framework support something that gets. Yeah, for sure. I feel like anything that like not spreads the word, but gets people considering, you know? Like, it's not only just Windows and Mac. Like, if you feel like you have a problem with them, you should be able to know about what are some other things. And I'm sponsoring even then, like, gets stuff known. Like Framework sponsoring, because Framework is a bigger brand. If they sponsor something, bam, that thing gets more recognized. So I feel like that's a good thing. I don't know why people complain. It's not the people's issue. Yeah, my freedom stops where yours begin. We don't have to see eye on everything. And yes, I don't like fascism, but DHH is not a fascist. He's conservative. Not the same thing. Yeah. But yeah, so that worked. I want to see what happens if I do this, though. Unexpected token, unexpected type. Yeah, that's correct. Hell freaking yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can get another thing. Let's see, what if I do, like... What's another syntax issue that people would have in my language? What about, like, struct person? Because this is not the syntax. The syntax in my language would be person struct, like that. So let's see what happens right now. I don't know why I keep running make. Whoa, undefined method. Oh, that means... Ooh, that's interesting. That means that's compiled. That compiled. Huh? Why'd that compile? But if I'd post that on Blue Sky or whatever, I'd be cancelled. Well, where did you define me? But yes, it's compiled. Yeah. This should have errored. And yeah, why? That's interesting. So what I'm guessing is happening is it parsed this out, didn't pick this up as a parsing error, and returned statement none, went on into SEMA. SEMA was fine, and then it went to generate, and then it couldn't do anything, which is funny. I think it'd be fine if I just go like this, and we can go here, parse. Let me double check keyword map, and I have a keyword for struct, right? Yeah, I do. So that should wait, and I'm doing that in keyword map, right? Because it's not opened, it's not going to go to definition keywords. Yeah, okay. So I do have that. So over here, yeah. So what's happening is it's picking up that's not an identifier, that it is a keyword. We switch on the keywords, but since we break out, it goes straight to this, returns none, and now we've got a problem. So what I should do instead of doing this is give an actual error and be like elog parser dot parser index unexpected keyword, and then we can also say like this, put this in quotes, need backslash, and do toke dot item. And I think that will fix it. If I compile, there we go. Yeah, makes sense. Nice. Thank you. Very easy problem. Cool. I also don't like that SEMA was okay with that. Why was SEMA okay with that? Well, I guess it doesn't matter about SEMA. Oh, am I not? Yeah, I'm just breaking if we get statement none. Technically, there should never be a statement none. But because of the compiler... well, no, that's fine, because in the, like, once I've fleshed out all of the compilation error reorganizing shenanigans, there should never be a statement none, because all of them will error, and in main, it will say, hey, yeah, if we've got any errors, we're just going to exit out before we even get to SEMA. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Oh, there is a statement none. If there is a statement none, it will just skip it. Yeah, but that's a problem. Like, I mean, in the sense, there should never be a statement none when we're doing semantic analysis. But I don't think I've ever handled a statement none in here. Oh, here we're even returning a statement none. Oh. Yeah, but we should not be encountering these anyway from the actual AST. And if that exists, it could be an issue when we go to generate. Maybe not. It just means something gets left out. But that is an issue, right? Because if something gets left out that was supposed to be an actual thing that we parsed, kind of breaks the program. But it should be fine in the end. Like, once I fix all the parsing error issues, it'll be fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Cool. I think I might be done for today. Yeah, a lot of it is going to be probably, I think, for the rest. If something gets left out, you should return to a corrective action rather than just skipping it. You mean inside of SEMA? If something gets left out, you should return. Or do you mean in parser? As in, if it doesn't parse right, none, it should not be able to leave it at none. Yeah, okay. I think that should be fine though. So, because even though we're okay, I get what you mean. Okay. So here's my thought process. With this parse next statement, it does return statement none in certain situations, but this function specifically happens when there has been an error, and to correct it, we skip over. Wait, does that? Yeah, that should be okay. We skip over that statement. So we've encountered an error. We call this function. It will give us a statement none. And that's okay, since main specifically checks if we've encountered any errors. So I think that was just a one-off issue where literally I'm a bozo and forgot to error here. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of places like that though in this compiler, because yeah, this function used to just always exit. Okay, so you already added a corrective action for none. Sort of, yeah. It's more like a, there's a corrective action if we find something wrong in the parsing, like we expected something and that was not it, then we parse to the next expression, skipping over what is like no longer able to be parsed. We skip over that, go on to the next thing that's able to parse, returning statement none, and then it'll be okay that it's statement none because it has errored any errors that have happened in parsing, it prevents it from going into semantic analysis. Well, yes, anything is technically better than null. Yeah, actually, I've got a few. I think I've got a few places that I literally go caution. Yeah, can return null. Here it's okay though, because like I specifically check and stuff. And the thing that I use for this can handle null and just be like, because I how do I explain this? Since here I'm using an array, which is just a pointer, I just wanted to clarify in the source code which one's arrays and which one's pointers. It's just a pointer. And I'm using STB DS, so I can go something like this on block, and it will check if it's null, and if it is null, then this will return 0. So we won't even iterate over. Yeah. Man, I like C, but I don't like C. Sorry, I didn't want to backseat, but it was it was bugging me. No, you're good. You're not backseated. I like to explain as well, so that's all right. Okay. I think most of the issues now are gonna be stuff like. Wait, let me see. No, actually, I know that will be okay. Yeah, I think most of the issues are gonna be finding little nitpicks of places that aren't being done properly because I've changed it. I guess most of the case will be places that I'm erroring out. That's not correct anymore. Yeah, elog exits is not true. Elog will no longer exit, and we're getting an expr none. That's a little. So yeah, stuff like this. It's just in case the if you have null without a handler, you're begging for issues. Yeah. That's a bit annoying. But actually, I think it's okay. Yeah. So as long as it's still returning a value, this should be okay. It will error. It will return none. We're not going to do much with none after that, I think, because we're just parsing. We're not doing any semantic analysis. So I think that's okay, as long as we return in the correct places. Yeah, like here, this is the directive, and it's just going to error. Yeah. This one might be funny. I guess I'll just have to see eventually. Let me remove this comment because it's not really true anymore. What about this? This might be an issue. Yeah, okay. So here's an issue. I'm a big dum-dum, so what do I know? Nah, man. Here, yeah, so this one's gonna be an issue. So this was relying on the fact that this would exit the program, but now this will fall through. It won't get into any of these. Actually, it'll probably error. It'll probably segfault when it does this. So I should bring this out into its own block and return an identifiers. Do I have a none identifiers? No. Could I just do kind equals ik ident and dot expr equals expr ident and just a empty string? I don't know if that's going to cause issues. What I'm thinking is it will be okay because we're going to error out anyway. Yeah, I think I'll be fine. We'll see eventually. Okay, what about this? Expected identifier in compound literal. Oh, okay, let me see what happens when I do that. If I go and I'm like, so this isn't a literal, and we have a dot. So if I have a, let's make a struct. Nope. This should be okay as you're already errored out at that point. Anyway, I gotta run now as I haven't done any work in about 1.5 hours. Yeah, no, that's all good, man. Thank you for dropping by. It's been good, man. What's up, 39DK? Ubuntu 24 KDE Plaza. What is your language's goal? That's a good question. So I like to use languages like C, languages like Odin, just for pretty much anything. It's like a general purpose language. So I want it to be a general purpose language, but statically typed, compiled, and I'm not too sure. I kind of want it to be in the same realm of C, where we can do more low-level-ish programming, but I don't want it to be like Zig, for example. Zig is going to the full end of that extreme of like wanting to be low level, and I don't really want that. I want something that's kind of an easy language, kind of simplistic, but has modern features. And the reason why I don't just use how do I say this? The reason why I want another language besides just Odin, because Odin. Oh wait, it's an ad break. I'll just keep talking. I don't know how the ad breaks go if they stop everyone from hearing. With like Odin, there are certain features that are missing that I want in a language, but Odin's so close to being exactly what I want. So I'm kind of just making Odin with some syntactic differences, some different implementation differences as well, so that it can do kind of what C does, kind of what Odin does, pretty much, but a bit, how do I say, like a bit lower level than Odin, but not as low level as Zig. I think that's pretty much where it's going to sit. Long story short, TLDR, a modern replacement for C that isn't being super crazy and has a bunch of modern features. Yeah. Like, for example, with something that's non-Odin, is you can't like attach stuff to structs, which is completely fair. He says like Ginger Bill says he wants a separation of that. Like data is data, it shouldn't have actions. But I think it's just like easier, you know. If I could just go like, oh, person dot something, right? I like that. I don't want this to be a full like virtual functions and stuff like that, having runtime capabilities and like changing which function this points to. I just want like what is it called? UFCS, uniform function call syntax. And specifically for that, I'm sorry, I like talking about my language. Specifically for that, I want receiver functions like in Go. Like Go has, it would be something like this, person, something, right? I want something like this. I'm still figuring out exactly what syntax I want. Either I skip that and I just have it inside of here like this, or I have it like there we go, something like this, kind of more rusty. I also thought about doing person dot something and then fn and then doing something like that. I feel like that could be something, like this could be a good way of doing it, but it also kind of makes it look a little weird. I know C3 does this, and it works in C3 because C3, I guess, is a lot more simpler. It's like syntactically, but this looks a little bit jarring. I don't know. But yeah, that was such a long answer for your question. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I wanted to see if I did wait, what was that error that I was looking at? In parser. Yeah, so here, because this now falls through, this doesn't exit the program. So that's kind of annoying. Oh yeah, let me see what happens. So it expected it to be an identifier. Yeah, so what if I don't make it an identifier? What if I make it 10? What happens? Okay, expected token ident got, and expected ident got. Okay, so it looks like it fell through, and then probably down here it happened again. Yeah, literally right here. Oh, is it? No, it's not. Okay, so where did it go to? I'm not too sure, but I think I might be done for today. We did a few things, and then I just fixed my mistakes from the code I wrote yesterday off stream. I literally changed the whole, like reverted all the changes to get this to the point it is now. But it is doing better. It's already doing a lot better. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. I'm good with ending it here for that. And I'll fix the rest another time. By another time, it's definitely gonna be tomorrow. Okay. Cool. I guess that's it for today. Yeah, I don't have much else planned. I'm already tired from what? It's been 3 hours. Yeah. So, thank you for everyone who dropped by. Here, let's do this. Let's go. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's real bad. Thank you for dropping by. And yeah, today was a good stream. First time back in 4 months. Saw some familiar faces, some new people. That's nice. And yeah, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I will. And tomorrow I'll just continue fixing the compiler errors, or as in my code that is a compiler and prints errors. Yeah, hopefully we can get that done somewhat quickly and get on to maybe some other stuff, like really quickly, what are my to-dos that I want to add? What's something like my next thing to do? This is what I'm doing right now. I skipped over this because that's more complicated. Oh, I have pretty much everything that's left is the complicated stuff. Interesting. Yeah, maybe we'll do something after fixing this. If we fix it early tomorrow, maybe we'll do just like switch statements. Just get a basic switch statement working because I don't even have switch statements yet. Do I still need to fix? Yeah, I kind of need to fix this because I need it to work at compile time as well. Okay. Thank you guys. Yeah, it's been good. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.